How do you not have a plan? Have you never thought that you may have to murder someone? Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Middle-Aged Millennial MILF Podcast. I am super excited about my guest today because she is amazing. Miss Tosha Jones, girl boss extraordinaire, seeking sister wives. So, okay, I got it. Let's start at the beginning. I don't know how many people watched this. I watched it. I loved you guys. Let's hear your story because I want to talk about the other people that didn't have a beautiful story like you. There were some people on there that were like, oh.
It's a bit of a mess, right?
Yeah, where it was so beautiful because I loved the show because that's not my style. I would murder someone. I don't share. That's just common. When I see people that are so evolved and it's just so beautiful, I really respect that because you have a level of maturity that I'll just never have.
I don't think it's evolved so much as a different perspective, just a different, I don't think it's for everybody. And I respect the people who are like, that's mine and I'll murder you. I'm definitely can respect that perspective, but it just was never mine. So yeah, it's a really interesting kind of dynamic sharing your partner. And it's how I met Sidian. So maybe that's just why I'm so open to it, is because that's where we started.
Right. Because you were the second, right?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did you guys meet?
Yeah, we met through work. So it's a really interesting story because I quit my really high paying job. I was doing great in my field and I had this best friend. He was like, quit your job and work here. There's so much potential. You could do great. It was a dead end job. They were not going to promote women at all. So I quit that job, but there was this tall, handsome guy that would come in to where I was working. And I was like, Cody, who's that? Because he would talk to my friend Cody. And Cody was like, no, you don't want to talk to him. And I was like, but I do, because he sounds smart and he's tall and handsome. And he's like, nope, he's got kids and stuff. And I was like, that's fine. I'd introduce me. And then he was like, oh, he's got a wife. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And
so I backed off. But then I don't remember what happened. Oh, he was trying to hire somebody else I worked with. And I was warning him. I was like, you really don't want to hire this guy as a sales guy because I don't think he has the experience. And I'm putting myself out there, but working with him day in and out, I think this guy's a charlatan. So I was trying to protect Sidian and his business because I was like, I work with him 40 hours a week and I can tell you he's not it. And he was like, I appreciate that, but we're going with him. And then it turns out it was a mess and the guy was a charlatan and he reached back out later and he was like, you were right. And then he was like,
oh shit. Yeah, I tried to warn you.
Yeah. I was like, look, it's not normal for me to reach out and talk shit on somebody, but can I cuss?
Yes, please. Absolutely.
I've seen other episodes and I think, but
I normally wear fuck off on my necklace, middle finger earrings. I kept it classy today for you. So please.
Aw, thank you. It's okay. I love a good F-bomb.
Sometimes it works when people judge it. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Fudge doesn't have the same
effect. It's not the same pizzazz.
No. Yeah. So I love it. The more you cuss, the more I'll love you. So keep it up.
So I was like, yeah, I don't normally talk shit on people, but that guy kind of earned it. And then it was nice for Sidian to come back and be like, yeah, you were right. I was like, I know. And then we went and grabbed a drink and he was like, hey, I have a partner. And I was like, well, so do I. So this is great. So we were both
buddies.
Yeah. Cause I was dating a bi guy at the time and he was dating men. So I was that's cool. I can't fulfill your need for male interaction. Yeah. I was like, I don't have one.
Yeah. Well, and people have those needs, and that's the thing. I think that people can absolutely have a sexual need that needs to be fulfilled, and then an emotional need.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So I was already open to it, and that's kind of how we hit it off. We had a drink in City and talked the whole time because I was nervous. So I was just like, it's great. Tell me more about yourself.
I love you.
Yeah.
Keep talking. I have
nothing to say.
Well, he's also seems very charming, so that had to be like coming
Oh
at you
yeah.
too.
Yeah, but then I was just so awkward. I was like, I'm not gonna get a second date.
And little did you know, he's like, she's the one.
She's the one. No, actually, he was like, no, not this girl. But it was the gal he was dating at the time. She was like, yes, yeah, invite her over, have her like. So she pressed because she likes whatever about me at the time. Maybe that I was just like so awkward that she was like comfortable. I don't know.
That's it. She's like, she makes me look good. Bring her in.
Yeah, exactly.
But you ended up winning, so
Yeah, that was a mess. So yeah. That whole situation was just, and I don't perceive it as winning so much because I think we lost a lot, like as a family dynamic, and there was like a lot of trauma and hurtful things that happened there. But I do feel very thankful that I have the stepkids in my life. Like I love my children, I love Sidian, so I'm very thankful to be in my position. But I don't feel like I wouldn't call it like, oh, I won.
okay, fair
Unless
enough.
maybe to
Like
my
I said,
sister in some instances when I'm feeling vindictive.
well, that's it.
rare.
Just you have like a little piece of you that's totally normal. Just be like, yeah, I won, and then just like let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I'm a better person than that. But in certain instances, you just need to have that.
Yeah, exactly.
So then, what led you guys to want to do the show?
Well, it was so funny about the show because I was just in groups trying to meet women. I was like, you want to date my husband? Which I guess is weird to most people, but I was like, you look nice. You want to date my husband? And there was a casting director in those groups, I guess. And so he messaged me and I was like, I showed City and I was like, look at this. I think it's a porn casting call. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is either a scam or this guy is trying to do like some couch something.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to respond. And City was like, well, just respond. Like, what's the worst that could happen? And so I like messaged the guy back and he was like, well, let's set up a call tomorrow. And I was like, well, this is really fast. And so I like Googled the guy and I was like, well, he is a casting director, but it's kind of like vague as to who he was working with. So we do a call and it was like same week. They're like, we love you. Here's a contract. And I was like, whoa. And so we did like a psych eval thing too before we could like sign the contract. So they had us like each of us talk to a therapist for an hour, even like the kids and stuff, which I thought was bizarre because if you watch TLC, it's like the more psychotic, the better. So I don't know if that was also a casting call, but like part of the, they're like, you check 9 of 10 states of psychosis. We love it.
That's it. So it's not really like what you think. They're not getting them out. They're like,
yeah, I have no idea. But she was like, you're good. And I was like, perfect. And we just like ended up signing and filming very quickly. Like I guess they already had a lot of other people's content filmed, but one family dropped. So they were trying to like get it in and smushed out as fast as possible. So,
oh, wow. You were the backup, or I don't know. It worked out nicely for everybody, though, I feel like. So did you get to meet any of the other couples or anything, or was it very much you just watched it?
We did not meet any of the other couples until like after the season aired. And then Brenda and Steve Foley came to Portland and we hung out with them, which was pretty interesting. They wanted to go to like a strip club and like a themed bar. The themed bar was cool. And the strip club was like, all right, but I was so hungry at the time. I was like, I really just need tater tots.
And not boobies right now. Yeah.
Yeah. The boobies were great. Yeah. But I was
tater tots would have made it better.
I was like, this is great show.
Yeah.
And so we did that with them. It was a lot of fun. We ended up having like a falling out with them, unfortunately, but
oh my, I'm so sorry.
The scandal.
I know.
No, it's totally fine. It was like a contract thing. Like Sidian and Steve started working together and it just did not work out. And so I was like, well, that's fine. because they live in Texas anyways. It's not like they were close enough to hang out like regularly.
No, so you're like, thank God. They weren't like, we're in Seattle. You're like, shit.
It's kind of a long drive.
Yeah. They're not going to make it.
Hour and a half?
Yeah. No, that's it. Then you can't avoid them. If they're like, we're coming from Texas, you're like, oh, we're out of town.
Yeah.
City, and we need to go to the Motel 6 right now.
I'm busy.
Yeah, so busy. So did you get to meet any others? Because let me tell you, Danielle and Garrett, they fascinated me because I was like, ew. You just want to fuck a Latina chick. Like that 100. And then like saying that it was God and shit. Like, go fuck yourself. I can absolutely understand the constructs, the difference, the this and that. Beautiful. But don't try to make it into something like that. Like you're self-righteous or something. Like it was just really gross.
Yeah, I didn't meet them. I really wish they had done like a, what do they call it at the end of the season?
Reunion?
Yes, I wanted that and I pushed for it so bad, but they're like COVID. And I was like,
oh shit,
have us in separate rooms or something. I don't know. But I wanted it. Because I was like morbidly curious about these other couples. And I have messaged Danielle personally. Like we have each other's cell phone and sometimes we chat. And for like a long time, I just didn't make any comment on any other families because I get it. Like stuff is chopped together and you're like, it's not really how that transpired. But for the dramatics, it's fine. But it's just so much that I'm like, you can't ignore.
You can't make that up. Like that's not editing.
Exactly. What's being said is being said. And then like watching live videos and stuff. And I just feel she's not an empowered woman. Like I love a good empowered woman in a like, oh, you're choosing this lifestyle. But I feel she's not empowered to make that decision for herself. And I feel like there's brainwashing and manipulation happening to like, oh, you have to, and I just don't like when religious beliefs are used to like coerce somebody into something. And it just comes across that way. It's hard to, say otherwise.
My favorite, though, was the next season of them. Because the first season, she seemed so upset. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Roberta. And then she's like, well, fuck it. He's going to have this other lady. So then she like brought in one chick and you could just see her like stirring the shit and like, yeah, kiss her.
Yeah, do it.
And then she's like, oh, Bert. Oh, she kissed him. I don't like it was. Then I kind of liked her. I was like, all right, are we fighting back? Because I can respect that. Like,
yeah, is this
you
like
got subtle in the situation?
Manipulation backwards? Yeah.
Yeah. And then like she like dumped them and like had taken off their mind. So I shouldn't laugh. I'm not. It's sad. It's so sad. But it's also you kind of reap what you sow.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the reason they were the headlines for the show is because they were like willing to be dramatic and put all that out there and like the craziness of it. But it was wild. I couldn't watch it at like after a certain point. I was like, I can't watch it.
It gives you like I'm uncomfortable. Oh, and you like knew them and you were a part of it.
Well, or I text and be like, hope you're doing good.
Yeah. How's the ugly crying on screen about Bert? Yeah. Oh, no.
I can't say anything about ugly crying because that was my first episode.
No. You were a beautiful crier. It was like just like a princess. Like they're just like, she was like, ugly cry.
I said, oh, no. Because the reason I said that was the realization I'm crying on national TV now.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
And then I hear sitting downstairs because we would snoop on each other's like, we weren't supposed to, but we would like be downstairs listening to the other person's interview. And
oh, hell yeah.
I'm like crying and I hear Sidian like briefly in the background. He's like, yes. And I was like,
what? Yes.
Because he wanted the drama of it.
He's like, I know she's okay.
Yeah.
God didn't tell me to find Roberta, so we're good. She's just a little upset.
I was like, you can't root for Sarah, the producer, more than you're rooting for me, okay?
Yes, I'm your partner.
Yeah.
So many sacrifices for you, Sidian. How dare you?
Yeah.
Quit being so good looking.
Because the producer, as soon as I start crying, she like sits up in her seat. She's like, "Oh, I hit a nerve." She was excited.
She's like, at happy hour tonight, I'm going to be talking about this. We'll be at
Yeah.
Chili's, and I'll be like, that's right, got her.
Yeah. No, I loved her. She was great.
Well, and like, did you meet the Windsors? I thought they were lovely.
I know. I thought they were great too, but I didn't get to meet them. We had like exchanged some messages on Facebook, but City and I are not in a religious box or anything like that. So I think we were just too extreme for them to want to socialize with, which is totally fair.
But too extreme. Like, I feel like the fact that you don't have religious background makes you less extreme. I feel like that makes you like normal. Like, you're like, these are our feelings and this is what we want. You're not trying to like,
yeah, but we cuss, we drink.
Oh yeah, they're probably very against that. I didn't think about that. Yeah, oops. I'm very open, so I'm like, yeah, do it all. Have fun. Like, you do you and live your best life. I think that everyone should. I guess I don't care that much about what other people are doing in their homes, and I can never understand why other people care so much. Like, don't you have enough going on in your own life?
I know. And it's always weird too when people follow like social media influencers and then they care so much about I'm like, I don't care. Like, I know they're getting paid for brand deals or whatever that maybe they don't care a ton about. Earn the money. It's fine.
Get that dollar. That's what we're all trying to do. Like,
exactly.
Where are you guys at right now? Because I remember the last I saw, he had met someone, like, but it seemed like very during COVID. And then what happened? Because the shows got canceled, right?
Well, the show didn't get canceled. It was just like they were doing a bunch of other projects. And I think with COVID, it was hard to schedule everything out. And then, so with Ariel, things didn't work out. She wasn't really open with her family. After the season ended, we took a family trip out there. And it was like, we had lots of fun. I was so sick, but it was fun besides being like deathly ill for me. But she like hadn't opened up to her family, and her mom had misunderstood, thinking I was like the kid's bio mom. And I was there to make sure the new wife would be fine.
That's a very different scenario than what was going on.
Exactly. So I was like, wait a second, what is happening? Like, I thought this was already discussed, and I thought Sidian had explained, but there was like some language barrier. And so I don't know what Ariel was saying in translation or what was going on, but she was also getting flack because people from her church had seen the show. So Ariel had a lot of like backlash from all of that. And I don't think it was a good fit long term because she didn't like jive well with the kids. And
that's very important.
Yeah. And I think she liked me and she liked Sidian at one point, but it just like started falling apart pretty quickly after all of that. So I don't know kind of what was going on because she wouldn't open up very well about it all. So we all just
that's really important.
Right.
For this whole process, right? Is being really open with each other about everything.
Right. And even more so in this type of relationship than like, I don't know. So it didn't feel right and things broke off. Sidian was like bitter and angry for a while, but which is like, it makes sense. I think he felt a little lied to and betrayed. But it's not exactly, I think she just didn't feel comfortable enough to like, and she realized it was going to hurt her family and she always prioritizes them. So she felt uncomfortable by it. And really, they were just proposing and trying to do that so soon because immigration was going to take like 2 years anyways. So like proposing quick just means you can start everything else quick. And then really it's this long kind of process. So I wasn't too worried about the like quick proposal.
Well, because she wasn't going to be here. We've all watched 90 Day Fiance. We know it takes forever.
Yeah, especially during that time. They were like, well, because of COVID, we're like 18 months before your like first thing even gets seen and done. So I was like, well, it makes sense if you guys want to try to like start the process and do the immigration paperwork sooner than later. And if it doesn't work out in that time, it doesn't work out. It's not a big deal.
So is there anybody like after her?
Current?
Yes.
No. So after her, we like did some dating and stuff, but it just like nothing was clicking and feeling right. And we're not like closed off to it. We just kind of gave up seeking for, I don't know. It just got tiring.
Well, it was like a job. It sounds like it was like a job, having to look for people and vet them and then meet them and then like have them meet the kid. Like it's a lot. That's a lot on your plate.
Right. And we didn't ever really let anybody meet the kids because we were like, so you gotta, like, all the adults have to be kosher and work well before like any introduction to kids. And so, like, but nobody would ever get quite that far, or like the kids would meet them and like, oh, this is my friend. And
Which,
they
yeah,
would
they
like
meet friends
know.
all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody would know. And it would normally just be in passing as like whatever happens. But yeah, it just was such a chore. I didn't care if Sidian did it, but I stopped putting effort in it. And I think because I stopped putting effort, it wasn't as fun for Sidian. So,
Classic man.
like,
Like if the wife isn't involved doing all the work, then it's just not as fun. Isn't that crazy?
well, he put in a lot of effort, but it just like, I don't know. We both stopped caring so much about it. And so like if something clicks and happens, it would totally be fine by me still. But at this point, I'm like tired of the apps. I'm tired of going out.
Especially right now, like just wait and see if it comes along. I fully understand and would do
Yeah.
the same thing. Like people are nuts.
Oh yeah, it's why. Or they say like all these things of, oh, I want to do this, want to do that, and then you're like, well, this is the exact opposite of your bio. You're telling me that you want to be like a free spirit and whatever, but you know we have kids and we're kind of like, I don't know, anchored down in a way. Like we can travel and do fun things, but we're not like traveling the world on a daily basis or like
No, just
I don't have
the
time.
three of
to
you,
do-
like, whoa, yeah.
yeah. So I was like, it's a little too free spirit compared to what like it's a conflict of interest.
Because how old are the kids?
Well, our oldest turns 18 this year, but we still have 12 and 13. I know, 18 is wild.
Oh,
I feel betrayed.
I have 15 and 9, so I fully understand where I'm like, you're taller than I am? That weirds me out all the time. I'm like, stop it. Hugging you is weird now.
Yeah, they're taller than and they all brag about it. I'm like, I know I was the shortest. I have 5'2". I knew I was going to be like,
yes. Since
I was
the 8th
like,
fucking grade. Like, what the hell?
oh, well, Sidian's so tall, they were like, 5th grade, I'm outnumbered. Great.
Like,
I thought I could
stop
at
it.
least beat the elementary kids.
Yeah, no. They
No.
all go so fast now with all the hormones of the food, too. They're just shooting through the
Yeah.
roof.
I was like, I chose almond milk for a reason.
Yes.
No, just-
Now you're going through puberty and you're so tall.
yeah.
Well, are any of them taller than Sidian yet, though? That'll be the big...
No, not yet. So we'll see if I don't know though, because their bio mom, Jenny, she's not like she's taller than me, but she's not incredibly tall. So we'll see.
Maybe they got some weird gene.
Maybe.
You can have your little giant. But 18
We'll see. They'd be
already.
I know. It's wild. I was like,
See-
it's fine to stay here for a while.
Well,
Especially in this
honestly,
economy.
that's what I'm like. You stay as long as you can. If you don't have a toxic, like I had a toxic family environment, I was out at 20.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I was
like,
out
if
at
you
17.
don't, yeah, like I'm like, stay. And I do feel like, and I don't know if you've seen this, it feels like we all grew up really fast. We kind of had to. And I like this generation. It seems like they're staying kids longer. You know, like my son has had a girlfriend for 2 years. The most they've done is kiss and hold hands. You know, like
cute.
it's just very innocent. And I appreciate that because I'm like, I
Yes.
can't handle a kid like I was.
No, I totally agree. I'm so thankful our kids are like, I don't know, they're mellow, well behaved. They enjoy being kids. I love having them just kind of feel comfortable to be themselves at home. And I was like, I'm out. I'm doing whatever.
Saving myself right now. Yeah, I don't need to be in this situation.
Right.
So but you have to be so proud of yourself for that you know what I mean? That you didn't create that environment for them. You're their safe place.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel really good about it. Like, I know I could do better sometimes, but I'm also honest with them about it. I don't claim to be the best. I'm like, look, what I did yesterday, maybe that was a mistake and we should have a conversation about it. But for the most part, like that's not happening in our home. We're just I don't know, we're relaxed, we're open, we have difficult conversations. Like my oldest is comfortable asking me about like sexual things of like, is this appropriate or what age or all these things? And I'm like, I would never ask my mom that. Like, no. But you know what I wish I had? Being able to ask my mom that, like somebody I trust that's like
Yes.
guiding me to not do things too soon or too fast or too much, you know?
Exactly. And then you get to be the cool mom. Like we were dyeing Easter eggs and my son's like, "Hey mom, what's soaking?" I was like, "Oh, guess we're having this conversation. Where did you hear about this?" And then I described what it is because we live in Arizona, so there's a lot of Mormons, so I'm assuming he heard about it because of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "We're dyeing Easter eggs." My youngest is talking about how he's never believed in the Easter bunny, how it was a lie. He's asking about soaking. I was like, "Have I done something really great or something really wrong?" It's one of
Right,
the
right.
two.
No, it's really great because then they won't go to school and be like, "Oh," I'm like, and say
Yeah, what's
things like,
soaking? And then they find
right,
out it's something completely, I don't even know what they'd make up at this point.
right.
But I'm also like, you guys have the internet. We didn't have the internet to look this stuff up. Like, we're
Well,
having
I'm
to
glad
source
they
it from
ask us
people's older
versus,
sisters.
yeah.
So you're not like, what were you on your computer doing? Okay, well, let's have a
Why were
conversation.
we Googling this word?
Yeah. You could just ask me. It would be okay.
Yes, exactly.
So are you guys like the cool house? Do their friends like to come hang out at your house too?
Yes. Unfortunately, sometimes that means we have like 10-year-old boy, or like, I guess they're 12 now, but, and that gets chaotic. And every once in a while, I'm like, maybe a different mom could like just one day this week. But I do love that they all come over for summer and it's just like pure chaos. And they're always coming and going because they all have like little watch trackers now. So all of us moms are just like, looks like they're headed your way.
That's it. Tracking it. Okay, they're safe. We know where they are.
Yeah, they're at the school. It's fine.
Yeah. And then like my husband like, he hasn't moved for a while. Are we sure he's there? Did he leave his phone? I'm like, I don't think he is like thinking I'm
He's
gonna leave
digging
my
a hole
phone
in the
here.
dirt. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Like he probably fell asleep like with a stuffy or something. I don't know. He's in drama. I'm really not that worried
Right,
about
right.
him. What is your guy like? I want to know like what's your life like? Like what do you guys do for fun? Like what make Sidian and Tasha like happy? Like what is like when you
Yeah.
guys are doing this, you are just like, yes, this is us at our best.
Yeah. So Sydney and I are actually pretty nerdy people. I don't think like any of it came across on the show, but like we play a lot of board games, like strategic 5-hour board games. And it's really fun because it's all of Sidian's friends. And I'm one of the only girls, except for one of the friends got a new girlfriend. And that's been really
Woo!
fun. I was like,
Do
yes,
you like
another
her?
girl. Yes, I do like
Mm.
her. So I was like, she fits in just immediately. I was like, this is great. I love her. And but I did warn her. I was like, I love Destin. So if you do anything, I'll get you.
I may be quiet, but I will fuck you up.
Yeah. Well, he's been friends with Sidian since like elementary. So I was like, you can't hurt him.
No, he's a sweet little baby.
Yeah, exactly. So we played board games. The guys all joke that I beat them every time. I was like, well, you guys just, you can't beat the multitasking of a woman.
And all the knowledge that we have to have going on in our brains at all points that we can just reference at any time because you never know what question you're going to get asked.
Right. Yeah. So as soon between turns they talk and I'm like, I can talk and do things. You guys can't talk and do things. This is why I win.
Well, that's why I love when you do Battle of the Sexes too and the women win every time. I'm like, that's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're like, quit having women against men. We need to have like mixed teams. I'm like,
Mixed
okay, yeah,
teams.
let's have mixed teams. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm still gonna win. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna win. But
so competitive. You're competitive.
I was the type that when I started losing video games with my brother, I would just turn off the machine. So I'm also a sore loser.
Fair.
And I'm going to be honest, that hasn't really changed. So playing video games with the kids now, I have to be like, Mommy's really sorry. Mommy didn't learn how to regulate her emotions. You've met your grandmother. I'm sorry.
Apparently, that's my best friend. I was trying to get her to play board games with us for a long time because her husband plays. And I was like, come on, it'll be great, Holly. And he was like, you don't want to do that. She's like, competitive ruin friendships type. And
Oh,
I was like, no, it'll be fine. And so I was like, let's just play Skippo. Like, how upset can you get over Skippo? Like,
yeah.
it's a card game. It's fine. And he was like sweating bull. He was like, no, like, it'll ruin your friendship. And she gets dealt, like, I don't know if it was fated by the gods. We all shuffled the cards. She got dealt like 1 through 12 and went out in the first hand. And her husband was like, thank God, never again.
Yeah. Now you know.
Like, divine intervention, apparently.
Well, I don't get that crazy because I love a good time. Like we have game nights with friends, and it's just so much fun. You know, you make some popcorn and have some snacks, and
Yeah.
maybe that's showing our age. I don't want to go out late anymore.
No, not really. I don't like rolling in that late anymore.
My sleep. I don't drink. I'm not against drink. I'm not a drinker. I'm more an edible kind of a gal. So I'm like, I just want to take that and relax and
Right. Yeah.
watch some Criminal Minds Evolution. Do you guys have a show that you love? Like what is your show? Like as a couple, you're like, this is just us. We love this show.
Honestly, I don't. We'll watch a lot of anime, going back to the nerd. So, but we loved, oh gosh, what was it called? It was on Apple. I'm so bad with names. This is why I can't do like actor names or show names. Severance, that was really good.
Oh, yes.
It was, I don't know. I love the intellectual mind bends and just like the overall, you're like, okay, this is like a bigger kind of call out on corporate America. But
well, and if you've worked in it, you're like, ooh, it starts to kind of hit you where you're like, oh, they do say things like that.
Yeah, or they do the cheesy little parties. And I was like, oh, cringe.
Yeah. We used to get cookies from somebody. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm so glad at Christmas time dealing with all these customers, but we got some free cookies. Thank you so much.
That sat out for 5 hours before I could eat one.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Because I was working my ass off.
Yeah.
Well, have you guys watched For All Mankind if you have Apple TV?
I haven't. Should I?
Yes. I don't want to say nerdy, but it's if the Soviets won the space race. So and if we continued and it's just so cool to kind of see this alternative history. And I guess that was kind of the nerd in me because I'm like, this, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is what they did different. And I remember they had, spoiler alert, they get a female president. But I remember when Kamala was running, I'm like, it's like For All Mankind. And then it wasn't. And I was like, I wish we lived in For All Mankind now.
Isn't it wild that female president is alternative universe?
Yes.
I'm like, excuse me. Other countries can do it.
I thought I went to a fucking rally. Like I had a pussy power flag on my house. Like I was ready. I was in a Trump neighborhood and I was like, yes, this is what I stand for. I took a lot of flack for that. I put cats on it, Tasha. It may have said pussy power, but there were cats on it. There was plausible deniability.
Yeah, you're like, that's a word for, just like bitch is a word for dog.
That's it, yeah. It's cat power. We enjoy cats. So this year, since they made such a big stink, I'm going to make a very similar looking flag and put cats on it, but not have it say pussy power just to mess with people and have them be like, is it back up?
Get on the HOA's like, well, I guess it's fine.
Well, I'm on the HOA, so I got a text message. She goes, Sarah, is this your house? I'm like, oh, it sure is. Did someone complain? She goes, are you fucking serious? Did someone complain?
She's like, here's the list of complaints.
Yes. Yeah. She's like everyone at that, because there's a Christian school right across the street from us. So I was like, they're like, we had to explain our kids. I'm like, no, you didn't. I'm a mother. You don't have to explain anything to your kids that you don't want to. Yeah. They love cats. That house loved cats, guys. Let's go to school. Like,
and you can always educate them on that's not a word we say, because I've had to explain 1,000 words for penis. I don't know why there's so many words, but I'm like, you can't say that one at school because you're going to go straight to jail.
That's it. And I'm like, I can't save you. I can't be like, well, mommy lets you say it at home.
Yeah, exactly. They could have used it as an education tool if they wanted.
They wanted to make it sensationalized.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like that's what the conservatives want to do, is just sensationalize stuff that doesn't need to be sensationalized. I'm like, you guys are making a bigger deal than it needs to be. Like,
feel like a lot of them are older and have so much time and like anger about the state of their lives and such that they're just fueling it into bad things. I'm like, you don't have to spend that much time on the internet or giving
Fox
a shit
News.
about other people's. Yeah. I'm like, it's fine. Like, what's it matter if somebody else does something with their own body or what relationship they have? It doesn't.
It's not going to change your life whatsoever. Go take a walk around the block, get some sun. I think you need some sun and some exercise, and then see
Yeah,
how
right.
you feel after that.
Drink a little bit of water. You'll be fine.
That's it. Maybe put down, and they're always the ones that like drink a lot and stuff. I'm like, maybe if you drank a little bit, your cortisol level would be a little lower and you wouldn't be on edge so much. So let's get into like, what made you want to do nails? Like, you are a nail like extraordinaire now, have your own space. It's very exciting. Drew says, congratulations, my husband. He's so cute. He's like, did you see Tosha got a space? I'm going to like it. I'm like, I liked it too.
Cute. Yeah, I just was tired of corporate world. Like, I was doing executive assistant stuff for high end, corporate execs. And it was just soul crushing because I would do so much work. I would put everything together. And then there was one guy I was working for. He had literally said, "Oh, I invite you to meetings because you have a nice smile. And I feel like it uplifts everyone." And I was like, well, I have so much stuff on my agenda I'm supposed to do, but now I'm taking all these extra meetings with no purpose. And he's like, well, you could take notes. And I was like, okay. And then they would get all the credit for all the work I had put together. And I was like, this is so ungratifying. I was like, I hate it. And I had taken like a year or so off of kind of work. I was doing just like online social media stuff and making a decent amount there. So I wasn't like hurting for money. But then the idea of going back to corporate, I was like, I can't stomach it right now. And then I was looking at college and I was like, I don't really want to go to school. And none of it like appealed to me. And then I saw one video on the internet of like one girl who seemed really happy doing nails. And I don't know what it was, if it was the fact that it was like 2 a.m. But I was like, I'm going to try that.
You're like, Sidian, wake up. I found it. He's like, I'm so proud of you.
Do it. Like, it just happened quick because I like to do things quick. I was like, I'm going to find a school. Sidian helped me pay for school, which I always appreciate like how much he invests in things. And then I was like the first one to take the state exam and pass out of my class. And I was just like hitting the ground running. I was like, I love it. I actually love it. I've always enjoyed painting, and it's just, I don't know. It's a girls field. You can take guy clients, but really they're like vibing with you. And I like the one-on-one kind of interaction. It's mini therapy for my clients, but it's fine.
It is.
I like the juicy details.
It's like a hairdresser. You get to hear all that stuff. That's the best. Well, and seeing someone, I'm sure, feeling so confident in what you just did for them has to be so gratifying. Like you said, in a way, I worked corporate retail for years, and it's soul crushing. You will work your ass off for nothing. And that's, I keep having people reach out to me that I used to work retail with, and they're like, oh, I hate it, blah, blah, blah. I'm making $170,000 a year. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you to do. I was like, I make zero money off of this. I'm living off my husband right now. But like, it's also like, and I hate to say this, at that point, you sold your soul. Like, if they're paying you that much money, you have absolutely sold your soul.
Yep.
And I went through a really transformative period where I was like, I can't do that anymore. Like, my integrity and what I believe in and what I stand for is just worth so much more than money to me.
Right. Yeah.
Which I guess is also easy to say when my husband makes the money. So I'm not trying to come off like superior whatsoever. Like, that fucker pays all the bills. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, Sidian and I flip-flop. Either he's paying everything and I'm like not earning, or I'm like the breadwinner and I'm like, no, you focus on your dreams now. And so then and I was like, why do we never come to this beautiful point where we're like, both have all the time and money in the world? Come on.
Because it's just not how the world works. It really is one. I remember hearing the best thing. It was the most thing to a successful marriage is only one of you get to be crazy at a time.
Yeah.
And I saw that as a kid, and then as an adult, I was like, but that's so true.
Yeah.
Like, it really is a trade-off. Like, it's your turn. But I mean, and also I'm sure that you have supported him so much. I mean, everything that of course he was like, let me do this for you.
Oh yeah. Anytime I've gotten a wild hair, he's like, yes, let me do your branding. Let's talk business strategy. Let's like build it up. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm in school right now.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm just learning
Like,
about
let me
nail
pass
polish
the state
removers.
exam.
Yeah, like,
And he's
trying to
like, what do you
remember.
want? Put it on my card.
Hell yes. Well, and City, and I love, he's been doing the books. You and I have talked about this. I'm loving that.
Yes. Yeah, they're beautiful. I love it. And he's doing so much online stuff now. And I'm like, are you going to do another book? Or are you going to do more? Like, he's been doing podcast interviews and such. And I'm like, do all of it. I love it.
Well, that's it. You're like, I'm going to school. I've got my thing. Now it's your thing. But no, I really want to get him. I think that he would love the author conventions. And they're all such introverts that his energy, everyone would just be drawn to him. And I think he would really love it.
Oh yeah, I think he thrives in those kind of environments where he gets to connect with people and talk shop or whatever it is. He just thrives.
Because it's also, I'm a nonfiction reader. So going to these conferences, it was always so much fiction. And Drew's like, well, there's not a big market for nonfiction. I'm like, but I think that there needs to be. A lot of people read this stuff. There's a market for it. And you guys need to have that taught at these things too. Not just here's how to write a romance novel, or, here's how to write a military thriller. I don't like, those don't do anything for me. I don't want to read that.
Yeah. I will say 1 in every 3 books I read is nonfiction. Or like, I don't know. It depends, because I'll go back and forth, but sometimes I want the fluff and the alternate universe. And then sometimes I'm like, okay, I really need some like depth to some information or like historical something to like engage in the intellectual side, not the smut, although that can be nice.
But it's an escape. That's my best friend Megan. She's like, I've been reading books like no other. I just can't handle it right now. I'm like, just keep reading. I feel like that's a really great outlet for you.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
She's like, did you read that book, Jeanette McCurdy? I'm glad my mom died. She's like, it reminded me of you and your mom. I'm like, well, you would know better than anyone, Megan. You were there the whole time. She's like, you should get her. I'm like, I think she's a little big. I said, I absolutely love the belief in me that you have. Like, that is exactly what a friend should believe. But Megan, you're too sweet to me.
You can do it. You can do it. Just reach out. I swear so many times I say yes to people simply because they ask. And I'm like a big believer in like, if you ask and put yourself out in the world and like you're trying to make it happen, you're going to get a yes more often than a no. Like, I don't know. I just feel like people appreciate the effort to reach out and connect.
Well, and I reached out to you. Like, that's probably the one thing I'm really good at is I'm like, if I want something, I will go for it. Because nobody's going to hand it to you. You've learned that in life. Nobody's going to hand you anything. And I think I'm so full of myself that I'm like, well, they want to know that I love them. I'm like, of course, Tosha wants to know that they were one of my favorites on the show and they were amazing. And they were not disgusting like Danielle and Garrett. And like, nobody remembered your ugly crying. She ugly cried like every episode. I'm telling you, nobody remembers yours at all.
At that point, I was crying about past things, but my life was so good when we were filming. I was like, there's nothing to cry about now. I was like, Stadium was out in our front yard having a date.
With that blonde chick, right?
Yeah. And I was like watching from the kitchen window and Honey had dropped her tennis ball and I like slipped and there was a thunk and I was like, oh my God, what a like creepy thing I'm doing right now. But I was like, is it going good? Like, how's filming this date going? And I was excited. And then once I hit the ground, I was like, maybe I should chill out. And go read
you're like, kids, I think you left something out there. Can you go out there and tell me what they're saying? Like, well, because if they hit it off, I mean, that affects you directly. And I'm sure, I mean, in a relationship the other person's happiness is something you kind of prioritize. Not putting yourself last by any means, but when they're happy, you're happy.
Oh, yeah. And when he's excited about a new relationship, I'm excited. I'm like, oh, you're liking it. Like, what's going good? What's the, like, what kind of vibe are you getting? I don't know. It's just really neat to like explore together. And never have I been like, every once in a while, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a red flag. Maybe we should slow the roll. But like the voice of reason. But for the most part, I'm just like excited and like all in for let's dive in together. But
well, because also it has nothing it's not that you're lacking anything, and I think that's, you guys have had such it's absolutely not that. This just, I could be wrong, but I feel like City is just one of those people that wants to experience everything in this lifetime.
oh yeah, yeah. He's like, I want a little of everything.
Yes, and like there's such an honesty and like respect to that I'm like, fuck yeah, you do, boy. You get it. Like, you live this life. Like, so excited for you.
Yeah, but we've never like hid that. We've always been open about that. And I think that's why people respect it, is because I'm all in and he just wants that and I'm totally fine with it. And so many times he's like, do you want to date men? Like, would that make you feel like satisfied or sexually interested? Like, what do you want? And I'm like, honestly, the idea of two men is just not it. I'm like, not for me. I'm like, for somebody, but I was like, that sounds stressful.
That's a lot of work. Think about all that work. I think they underestimate how much work they are.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, but then the attention's all on me. And part of what I like about the sister wife thing is I get to share the attention, like your affection and the attention. Like, I get a little more me time. I'm not the center of attention. It's great. It's perfect.
Well, you're like, it's her night, right? I'm good. I'm going to do my nails and I'm going to have a drink and it's kind of the best of both worlds.
It's perfect.
Thank you, Sidian.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, are you sure you don't want to do it again?
It's like, you go I don't want to do that work for you, but if you want to do that work, babe.
It's great.
So proud. So how long have you guys been together? When did all this happen? I should have asked that.
2015, in December 2015, I want to say. So
you got together.
Like, yeah. So we're almost hitting our 10-year mark.
Wow.
Which is wild. It doesn't feel like 10 years. But then, like, sometimes when you look at all the, like, dramas and everything that's happened with, like, baby mamas and all the everything, I'm like, okay, 10 years is it. But when you I'm like, okay, that's fine.
That's, when you look at the story, the tale that you've told, we're 15 years in. So where it's like, this feels like nothing. And I love you more than I loved you in the beginning even. And then other times it's like, oh shit. Yeah, we've been through some shit together, haven't we?
Right. Through the ringer.
Yes. But I mean, 10 years is a long time for monogamous couples, let alone, I feel like in that lifestyle that you really deserve like props for that, like honestly, because think about how many of those things have to fall apart all the time.
I think it's just because Sidian and I, the type of people we are, we just click so well. And we've had our arguments, we've had our falling outs or moments of like, are we sure we want to make it work? But we were always like, yeah, we want to make it work. And it was like never over the dating stuff. It was just like other, like, oh yeah. Like sometimes I was an asshole and I needed to grow up, or like maybe it was him or something. And I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. But I couldn't admit I was wrong in the moment because I was just aggressive. I'm sorry.
Well, but then you just have to take some time, like, and just, okay, I was wrong. But I feel like when they press it, I'm like, I'm not going to admit I'm wrong. You need to give me some time to think about it.
I'm taking my heels in. I don't know why. It's a bad habit.
Blame my mother. It's easy.
My grandma too.
Yeah, that's it. A whole fucking family.
Yeah. Generational trauma or something.
Hey, but you overcame that. We've overcome all of that with our kids. Thriving, doing amazing, beautiful, happy kids, happy relationship. Yes. I mean, every day I hope you wake up like so proud of yourself, because from the bottom of my heart, I mean that, like, you genuinely deserve that.
Oh, thank you. I hope you feel similar in your life, because just from where we've got to connect and stuff, kind of prior to the podcast a little, I was like, Sarah's a great person. And I don't know. I'm vibing with you and you seem like a great mother and like you're doing all the things. Like you were saying, you were going out and putting yourself out there and trying to get what you want. And it totally comes across. And so I
Well,
hope you wake up
yay.
feeling good as well.
I do. And just so you know, also, I'm the type of person like the shit hits the fan and you're like, I murdered Sidian. I don't know what happened. It just happened. And you're like, Sarah,
I'm fleeing the
Marigold.
country.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I know where we can get rid of the body. I know, like, I have resources.
Also,
I'm
stop
here for you.
texting me the details.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, go get a burner phone. Go get a burner phone. Go to the library. Message me. That was my friend Heather. Her boyfriend was kind of messing with her. And I go, we're just doing clothes too, folding clothes. And I'm just telling her the story about how I'm going to murder Stu if he does anything and how we're going to get away with it. And she just like stopped and looked at this high school and she goes, are you hearing? Sarah has a plan. I'm like, oh, yes. I'm like, how do you not have a plan? Have you never thought that you may have to murder someone? Like,
we've all thought there's one person in every person's life, I swear, that you're like, it would be easier. But then you're like, logically, no, and morally wrong.
That's it. I was driving behind him. He's on his motorcycle. And I had a come to Jesus moment where I'm like, I think I could get away with this. I think I could. Oh, my God. I was texting and I'll do 2 years in jail. Oh, I can't like. He was not a good person, but I was like, you should probably leave him before you murder him, Sarah. That was probably. So, Ryan, you're welcome. I didn't murder you. I had the chance and I could have gotten away with it. I really believe
this
it.
Close.
It was. I'm like, just, that gas pedal. And my luck, he would have been like a quadriplegic and then I would have been stuck with him. Like, I also knew that.
Yeah. And then you would have had to pay for all the.
That's it. And go to jail and then get out and like clean him up and get a nurse. Like,
so if I see you in the headlines, I'll know it was for good reason.
It was definitely. It was. I don't understand people that kill strangers. I would never kill a stranger. Somebody messed with my kids.
Yeah, somebody messing with the kids. I'm like, oh, in deep water.
That's that mama lion. We do have some primitive stuff in us. Like, I get it. I'm like, I am gonna.
It's wild when it's like kid on kid fight, and then you talk to the other parent, and they just totally are checked out, and I'm like, you're the problem.
This is why your kid's an asshole.
Yeah, it's you. Now I
Taylor
have a problem
Swift.
with you.
Now I fucking hate 10-year-old Henry, and I really hate you.
And it's not Henry's fault, so now I feel bad for Henry, even though Henry's a turd.
I know. Sorry, your mom sucks, Henry. Here's some Fanta. Be nice to my kid.
Have this ice cream. Stop kicking.
Yes. Be nice. No, it's wild, kids and the bullies and all that and all the life. I mean, when you were a little girl, did you think about this? I don't think I did. Someday I'd be 40 with these kids and this life and talk about how I'm on the HOA. And like, that was not the dream. I wanted to be Carrie Bradshaw.
For a while, I wanted to be the president. And then like I learned about politics a little more and I was like, gross. I don't want to be anywhere near that.
No, but you would be we would have such a better country if you were the president, though.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it would have just ended up corrupt or something. I don't know.
That's what you have to think, right? I think about that all the time. Like, these people didn't go in being like, I'm just a piece of shit. Like, something happens.
Yeah, most went in because they were like, oh, I want to make a difference. I'm a good person. And then over time, I just feel like their beliefs get molded. Like, it's a system they get put into. So, I mean, there are some people like AOC. She's great. I actually love so many women in Congress right now that are like pushing back. I either would have been an AOC or a corrupt. I feel like there's no in between. Like, so I'm glad I didn't tempt fate.
I kind of want to see you really corrupted evil, like, because you're just so like that guy said. You have this beautiful smile, like it just radiates. You radiate light. Like I can't imagine you being evil and being
evil.
Like,
how's Mr. Burns do it?
Yeah, like Dr. Evil. Like let the kids die of cancer. Like no, I just can't picture that.
Would you like things too bad?
Yeah. I enjoy my bonus and my governor's mansion.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much. I don't want to take up too much of your Sunday because you have your family, and tell them all I said hello and how lucky they are to have you.
No,
and I hope
you.
they realize that. Tell Sidian, I love him until I don't love him. I'm team Tasha. I am the like when you're on Team Sarah, like it is good times, like happy, fun. But you mess with somebody I care about, and you
get put
miss
on
my Sarah.
That kill list. I heard about it.
That's you get in that like. I was raised by white trash shitty people. Like I can bust it out. Just because I don't doesn't mean I'm not capable.
Right. That's the new girl at the board game. I was like, just so you know.
That's it. Like I will wreck you.
I like you right now, so we're good. But
you mess with Dustin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my friend Sarah, and then we're gonna kill you. She knows somebody with a pig farm. I know people that live around abandoned mines.
See, you could make something happen.
I was at work and I was like sharing stories with this lawyer, and she's like, I'm a defense lawyer. I go, can I have your card? I go, so if anything ever happens, she was, yes, Sarah, I'll be your defense lawyer. You should have seen me come home. I was like, look at this. I got a defense lawyer if I ever like I grew up in a small town. Like, I don't know, weird things like that really just, I get excited about the littlest things. And I'm like, isn't this cool? Like, this option is taken care of if I need it.
It's all coming together for the grand finale.
I don't want it to be a grand finale, but
I'll watch the mini doc. It's fine.
You could be on it. You can be like, she just reached out and asked me to be on her podcast. I don't know. And then all of a sudden.
She was great. I thought it was all a joke. Like, I thought it was dark humor for so long.
I feel so used. Like, Sidian comes sit next to him and she felt so used. Here's my book. Tell him to use every opportunity. Use my mini series as to be like,
so.
Oh, and if anybody wants their nails done, oh, I'm crying.
I can't believe
these grief nails can be yours for the low price.
I feel like that's the future of advertisement with AI. It's just like gonna morph our favorite videos or whatever, and
that's all of it.
Wild. Yes.
And you'll be selling books and nails, and I'll be in jail, and I'm okay with all of that for us.
Fine. What is it? Commissary? I'll send you some.
Oh, you put money on there so I can use that side of Oreos.
It's like, I'll trade you the shampoo. Please don't touch me.
Yeah, that's it. Well, no, I'll teach them. I meditate. I'll teach them how to meditate. We'll get your GEDs. We're gonna take some mother classes. We're gonna do some therapy. Like, I will make the mother. I would. I don't feel like the mother hen gets raped, and I really just feel good about that.
That's probably accurate. So it's a good plan.
A good plan. Well, on that note, now
plan A is maybe none of that. But if plan B happens,
that's it. I just like to really plan for plan B, because they always say that that's like, you can plan a plan, but something happens. So I'm like, well, you say that, I will plan.
Is this all catastrophizing or what?
It's not. I'm sure it's not normal. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Like, wait a second.
All those debutantes at work, I don't think they were talking about this. Well, thank you so much. And I love talking with you. I hope I continue to talk with you. I'm going to have to, I feel like, make it up to Portland and get my nails done.
I'll come to you.
We need to get you guys to Vegas. November, 20 books. Or it's Author Nation, excuse me. It used to be 20 books. Author Nation.
Okay. We'll be there.
Vegas. I feel like, let's make this happen. James Patterson will be there.
I know. Big guy.
I'll be like, and I'll be like, I got Sidian. I'm just saying, he's a get. Because I don't like the other nonfiction guy there. That's it. We're going to make it happen. Well, thank you so much, Tasha. Like I said, say hello to the family. Say, I hope you guys have a great Sunday. And don't forget to make today bitch.
Beautiful. Bye.
Thank you, Tasha. Bye.